You have to get the others involved. CJ Perez must shoot a better percentage. He was 1 out of 11 from twos in game number 5.
There's another stop here from Meralco Bolts. Great defense, just smothering CJ Perez. On the run, on the move, and Chris Banquero scores again.
Now that has been the biggest problem.
In favor of the Meralco Bolts, still very early here in the first quarter. Thank you very much for joining us here on Pilipinas Live and on PBA Rush. Raymond Almazan with a good block on Jumar Fajardo.
Raymond Almazan, he has been terrific for Meralco. Another fast break basket here.
Playing at their pace in this early part of the first quarter. Here's Mo Taulua working against Bates, going in strong, and he gets 2.
Just like what he did in Game 5. Brandon admits it hasn't been easy banging bodies with a 7-time MVP, saying, quote, "My body literally hurts everywhere, but one thing that has kept him fighting is..."
For one player to score dominant, to me it's a losing formula.
You know, you take a look at the bench scoring in the last game, it was 30-19 in favor of consistent pieces here off the bench for Coach George Gallant in terms of at least the activity level, as we see Bong Quinto going in for 2. Here's CJ Perez attacking Bong Quinto, driving and going in, scooping in the 2.
2-point field goals in game number 5. That doesn't happen
No,
to
it
CJ
does not.
Perez.
No, it does not. But here's Bong Quinto. He is so aggressive here today. Sometimes one of the more underrated stars of the Meralco Bolts, coming up big here in quarter number 1.
Absolutely, and Meralco, they would love this.
Lane provider, that time to Norbert Torres, but it pops up. Norbert Torres fighting for it. Hodge is on the ground. Here's Maliksi driving on Trollano, runs into so many white shirts, but it doesn't matter.
Very well in game number 5. He wasn't settling for threes, not at all. He was putting the ball on the floor and attacking, and Trollano's doing the same here.
Chris Yusuf working on Jumar Fajardo, tries to double team. Norbert Torres open, trains a 3. Chris Yusuf finding Almazan inside. Great find, ball popping around. Andrew Karam in the corner.
That's just unselfish basketball displayed here.
Now to Karam. Karam thought about it, takes it. Andrew Karam, nothing but net. For the Meralco Bolts, and midway through, you have to give credit to Norbert Torres coming up with 3-pointers as well. What a San Miguel Beermen, coach. You take a look at the fact that he's absolutely right. They're playing to their pace as Terence Romeo gets San Miguel Beermen off to a good start here in quarter number 2.
Turn the ball over because Meralco is going to run. Every time there's a long rebound, every time there's a turnover, they are going to run and push the ball in a lane of the pace that they play.
CJ Perez finding Terence Romeo inside. Terence Romeo scores a quick 5 points here for Terence Romeo.
That's the problem when they have Trollanos. We look at this nice play.
Chris Yusuf, a bit quiet here in this game. Alain Maliksi finding Raymond Almazan, and that is going to be a foul on the San Miguel Beermen. I believe it might be on Trollano. 3 and CJ Perez with only 2. Here's Bong Quinto finding Raymond Almazan inside. Banquero to the corner to Rios. Rios driving inside, finding Banquero again. Swing, says the Meralco Bolts. Sends up with Raymond Almazan. And gets the shooter's bounce.
And only 23 points for San Miguel.
And limiting San Miguel is always so difficult. Jumar Fajardo battles for point number 4.
Jumar doing his damage this time. Off the offensive rebound here. Nice move coming from Jumar. To get this
they can call themselves PBA champions, but an offensive rebound here coming the way of the San Miguel Beermen. Here's CJ Perez, he scoops it too. Play the zone here, talking about the San Miguel Beermen. Bong Quinto settles for the floater and gets it involved. Bong Quinto has had a big role in this game so far. They get the switch here. CJ Perez working on Rios, settles for the 3. The step back, no good. Chris Banquero with the rebound. And Meralco are off to the races again. They give it to Bates inside. He attacks and he attacks the rim! Let's take a look at this again, coach, because Bates got the size advantage as Brandon Bates has been one of the more exciting players here for the Meralco Bolts. Trying to contain Jumar Fajardo, but he strikes back with 2. And here's Banquero. Running up to Hodge. Banquero again. Now Alain Maliksi driving, attacking. Bates inside again, but that time denied.
Yet you're still up by 14.
Here's CJ Perez attacking Hodge. No foul, says the referee, and we go the other way. We saw a lot in the last few games. Jumar Fajardo against Raymond Almazan. Tracks the triple team, and Marshall Lassiter sails in for two. See the San Miguel Beermen starting to calm down here a bit. Jumar Fajardo working on Raymond Almazan, going inside. That's a tough finish from the Kraken. Let's see whether or not they can follow through on that. Here's Marshall Lassiter attacking, going inside, gets a bit of contact and finishes it through.
To get the 3 points the conventional way here. Foul on Chris Banquero.
Marshall Lassiter will shoot the ball. The biggest lead was 17 points for the Meralco Bolts as Bong Quinto misses out there. Raymond Almazan keeps the possession alive, but that will be a foul.
Defense by San Miguel to prevent the fast break point.
Jericho Cruz to Motao Tua, driving on Norbert Torres. Motao Tua, bully ball! Thank you so much, Espolin Versosa, with that interview with Coach Sando Soriano as a quick swipe here from the San Miguel Beermen. See them go the other way and give Meralco a dose of their own medicine.
In that first half because the others contributed, but that's not going to happen here. In the second half, they're going to need scoring from Newsome. Now that this is only a 2-point game.
And Raymond Almazan looking for an option here. Chris Banquero has him with CJ Perez right in front of him. He attacks. The floater is good, and Chris Banquero was so good in the first quarter.
That's their bread and butter. When they need points, they go to that pick and roll. They attack the pick and roll defense of Meralco. Great play.
Oh, and what a swipe! Point deficit. Let's take a look at this first. Brandon Bates from Bates yet again. Simon Enciso can't get the triple. Gets his own miss, and Junmar Fajardo with an easy two. Gets an easy two. Raymond Almazan can't get the triple, but Bates is there again. And looks like a stop from San Miguel. Looking for his options here, working on Raymond Almazan. They find Marshall Lassiter up top. He attacks, and that time Raymond Almazan with a defensive stop. Working on Marshall Lassiter. Alain Maliksi playing a little one-on-one here. He goes for the jumper and gives the lead back to the Bolts. Back to Banquero now. This possession feels like an eternity for Meralco, and Bong Quinto rewards them with a three. Have been inching their way back into this. Tossed up, and for some miraculous reason, it ends up with Meralco again. And Cliff Hodge scores and pushes it to a 4-point lead. Jumar Fajardo with Raymond Almazan right in front of him. They ask for the double team. Simon Enciso fakes the three. CJ Perez drives. Hands it off to Motao Tua.
He's been very stable here for San Miguel.
Yeah, he's had a big impact here. As Chris Newsome comes in for two. PBA Philippine Cup. Obviously, our bosses are here to celebrate as well. Osal Panilio, Boss Ricky Vargas, Michelle Lasso. There as well. Oh! And Marshall Lassiter drains a triple.
The basket. This is the last play from Lassiter.
Well,
it's not going to count.
It's not going to
It's
count.
not going to count.
But, you know, even if it didn't
Desire
count,
needs to start within themselves. For Chris, all their experiences have led them to this stage, and they have to believe they can win it all right here tonight. Foul on Coach Mark.
he's been fired up. Comes back in for the Meralco Bolts. Here's CJ Perez. CJ working on Quinto, drives inside. That's a tough finish from CJ.
They did not have the same impact in this series as compared to what he did in the finals of the previous conference, and Fajardo gets fouled again.
Speaking of Terrence Romeo, here he is right now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Terrence gets a little bump and scores immediately.
Immediate impact here for Terrence Romeo. He scored 7 points in the first half.
61-58 is the count. Chris Banquero finding Hodge inside. Hodge manages to score. But at the moment, it looks like they're going to be below 100. As Alain Maliksi drains a big jumper. Working on Raymond Almazan. Finding Chris Ross in the corner. He has to shoot. Short shot clock. He pulls up and he makes it anyway.
It's suddenly 9 points because of that nullified three-pointer by Terrence.
And this could be a double-digit lead again. Banquero, no! But Raymond Almazan is there to clear it up.
Both Bates and Almazan were already there for that rebound play after this miss by Chris Banquero. Look at Almazan out-hustling Motao Tua and Junmar Fajardo for that easy putback.
69-58, and everyone in orange here at the Big Dome is up on their feet. 10 minutes away. Meralco feel the championship is almost there, but San Miguel will try and end it. 69-58, we'll be right back.
What we did not know is that they can consistently hold this mighty San Miguel offense to less than 90 points.
Bates with another rejection, and he gets the rebound here, and we're going the other way. Still battling, still trying to make a ball game out of this. Controliano inside, what a cut from Don.
And Meralco working the clock a bit, and
Newsom gets free. Let's take a look at that again, Coach. Chris Newsom getting past.
Way outside, and there was no help defense whatsoever.
Almazan misses on the jumper. CJ Perez one-on-one with Quinto. Goes all the way in and gets a lay-in. Bong Quinto attacking Marshall Lassiter, and that's going to be good defense from CJ Perez. CJ out to Banquero. Banquero up top gets a pick from Hodge. Go to Hodge again, working on Motao Dua. That's a tough shot, but he makes it anyway for Game 7. And they are 2:30 away from what could be their first championship. But Simon and Cecil with a big triple keeps San Miguel alive.
Here for Meralco, and Chris Newsom will milk the clock once again.
Newsom will try again. They go to Nunu, and Nunu scores! Has been a struggle for Chris Newsom in this game. But even with his poor shooting night, they go to him in the clutch moments. Chris Newsom with a big 2 to push the lead back to 6, 77-71, and 143 left in this contest. And we could be 143 away from Meralco's first ever title. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Junmar Fajardo back to Simon and Cecil. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Simon drives inside and scores a much-needed 2.
Can't take anything for granted here if you're Chris. You have to make your free throws to seal this game.
But then always fell short in the end. Could this be their moment? Junmar Fajardo working on Hodge, goes straight inside for an easy 2. Who do they turn to here? Oh, they need to let it go. They go to Junmar Fajardo. Junmar pulls up for 3. Junmar Fajardo gets the biggest 3 of the day!
Look at that. Junmar Fajardo.
To Newsom. Newsom with a shot. And Newsom scores! Newsom answers back!
No more timeout for San Miguel. So they have to inbound from the backcourt. What are they? Oh, they have a 30. They have a 30.
30-second timeout for the San Miguel Beermen. 1.3 left. Big shot answered by another big shot.
That's where you want to go. Chris Newsom, because of his high jumper, he can take the shot off his defender. Look at this play. Excellent play coming from Coach Luigi Trillo. That was challenged by Toliano, but that will not bother Chris Newsom because of the height of his jump. That's and the slight fadeaway, but that's the way he shoots.
This goes to show the trust they have of Chris Newsom. He is shooting 23% from the field, 4 of 12 with that shot, and yet they still go Simon and Cecil to inbound here for the San Miguel Beermen. They turn to Junmar. Junmar needs to shoot, and Junmar doesn't get it, and Meralco win their first ever franchise title. Bridesmaids no more! The Meralco Bolts are champions in the PBA! The Meralco Bolts take down Giants, Coach, and what an achievement.
And what a way to do it. We all talk about what Chris Newsom has done in his career. The only thing missing probably is a PBA championship. He was struggling all game long. But when they needed him, he delivered, hit a jumper to put the lead to 6 points. And when Junmar made that miracle 3, Chris responded by hitting the game winner. The championship winner.
How apt is it for the Meralco Bolts, who hung their hat on defense throughout the conference, gets the win off a great defensive play, denying everything and forcing another tough look for San Miguel to win their first ever title.
It was straight though, no? The three by Junmar. It looked good when he's left his hands. But a lot of emotions here from the Meralco Bolts winning their first title. Guys like Cliff Hodge, who is such a hard worker. These guys deserve to be champions. Chris Newsom, Anjo Karam, they've been with this franchise for so long. Alain Maliksi bringing over his championship experience and becoming a big-time shooter in the clutch here for Meralco.
Chris Newsom celebrating with the Meralco faithful. What a leader he's been for the Bolts, leading by example every step of the way.